A single missing player can quietly destroy a Super Bowl dream before the first kickoff even happens. And what just went down in Philadelphia nearly pushed an entire franchise over the edge of complete disaster. 6 agonizing days. The most vital shield protecting the multi-million-dollar heart of this offense completely vanished into thin air, leaving coaches silent, fans in total panic, and the entire league guessing if an all-time great had just played his final down without telling a single soul. Before we dive in, smash that subscribe button if you want the fastest NFL updates on the planet. When a standard depth player disappears from NFL training camp for a couple of days, nobody bats an eye. Players come and go, small tweaks happen, and the football world keeps spinning. But when the undisputed anchor of your offensive line, the man guarding the right side of a championship contender, suddenly vanishes for nearly a full week without a word, the silence becomes absolutely deafening. There was no declared injury on the official report. There was no press conference explaining where he went. There was only an empty space on the practice field where a legend was supposed to stand, while backup players rotated in to take his reps. Day 1 passed, and the questions started as quiet whispers. Day 2 passed, and the whispers turned into loud debates. By day 3 and day 4, the local media and diehard supporters were staring at the offensive line unit in utter disbelief. The team's official statement was a brief note calling it an excused absence that was non-injury related. In a high-stakes pressure cooker of professional football, that kind of vague answer does not calm people down. It does the exact opposite. It creates an information vacuum. And an information vacuum is the absolute best fuel for total mass panic. Have you ever seen a city completely lose its mind over an empty spot on a practice field? In Philadelphia, sports are not just entertainment. They are a daily obsession. Fans were doing extreme mental math, trying to figure out if the worst-case scenario was playing out right before their eyes. This was not just any offensive lineman who was missing. This was a 36-year-old giant who had spent his entire career dominating in an Eagles uniform. We're talking about the 4th overall pick from the 2013 draft, a 6-time Pro Bowl selection, a 5-time All-Pro, and a 2-time Super Bowl champion. A warrior who has earned approximately $163 million across his legendary career and is set to make another $23 million in the 2026 season alone. He is widely considered the absolute best right tackle of his entire generation. When a player of that magnitude disappears without warning, people naturally assume the absolute worst. But if you think 6 days of summer silence was enough to cause mass hysteria, wait until you realize the terrifying ghost that was already haunting this locker room from 6 months ago. To truly understand why people were losing their minds during these 6 days of silence, you have to rewind the clock to the painful conclusion of last season. The previous campaign did not end in celebration. It ended in a complete nightmare. Our star right tackle suffered a severe foot injury, a painful Liz Frank issue that completely knocked him out of the final 7 games of the regular season. The offensive line felt the impact immediately, but the ultimate disaster struck in the postseason. Inside Lincoln Financial Field, the team faced off against the San Francisco 49ers in a brutal wild-card playoff showdown. Without their elite right tackle on the field to anchor the line, the offense struggled to protect the quarterback during critical moments. The game slipped away in a heartbreaking 23-19 home loss, ending the entire season in front of a devastated home crowd. Seeing the championship dream die on their own turf without their star tackle left a deep, unhealed wound across the city. That loss immediately sparked wild rumors about his future. On February 5th, a former defensive end for the franchise went on public radio and said out loud what many feared to whisper in private. He brought up the Liz Frank foot injury, pointed out that rumors were swirling about potential surgery, and noted that no surgery had taken place. Then he dropped a massive bomb on the airwaves. He openly admitted he was speculating, but he flatly stated his belief that the veteran tackle was totally finished with football. He claimed the player was simply waiting for the perfect moment to announce his permanent retirement. Keep that specific date in your head, February 5th. 6 long months. That dark retirement prediction hung over the franchise like a cloud. So when August arrived and that exact same tackle suddenly missed almost a full week of training camp with zero explanation, every fan instantly remembered that radio interview. The fear was real, and people truly believed a surprise retirement announcement was only hours away. Just when everyone was preparing for a sudden retirement statement that would cripple the team's championship hopes, Friday morning, August 7th arrived, and the entire situation exploded in a way nobody expected. On Friday morning, August 7th, a sudden update shattered the silence and ended the wild rumors once and for all. The veteran star was officially back inside the team facility, putting on his pads and preparing to take the field for practice that very same day. The collective sigh of relief across the city was massive. The mystery of the missing tackle was finally solved, confirming he was still fully committed to playing the 2026 season. However, the dramatic timing of his return opened up a brand new layer to this story that almost nobody is talking about. His return to the field happened exactly one day after a massive national football analysis was published on August 6th. That report put his name right at the center of a heated, nationwide Pro Football Hall of Fame debate. The analysis argued that when healthy, Lane Johnson has been the single most dominant right tackle in all of professional football for over a decade. Under normal circumstances, a resume featuring 5 All-Pro honors and 2 Super Bowl rings makes a player an absolute lock for a gold jacket in Canton. But the national debate highlighted 2 massive obstacles that could cause voters to hesitate when his name eventually comes up for the Hall of Fame. The first issue is his extensive injury history. Throughout his long, physical career, he has missed multiple games in almost every single season due to various severe body breakdowns, including the foot issue that ruined the end of last year. But the second issue is far more delicate and controversial. The 2 separate suspensions he served early in his career for violating the league's banned substances policy. Together, those 2 suspensions cost him a total of 14 games on the field. Who is to blame if this offensive line collapses this season? Or is the young rookie ready to take the throne? Drop a name below. Here is the absolute mind-blowing twist regarding those suspensions that almost every casual fan overlooks. Lane Johnson himself has previously stated publicly that he believes those 2 suspensions should actually disqualify him from Hall of Fame consideration altogether. Think about the gravity of that statement. The player himself openly disqualified his own career from football immortality because he knows how strictly voters view banned substance policy violations. Many national football analysts believe there are strict voters who will completely refuse to put his name on a Hall of Fame ballot solely because of those 14 missed games. However, other experts argue that as time passes, the voters will step back, look at the overall body of work, recognize his sheer dominance on the field, and ultimately push him through the golden doors anyway. While the entire football world was busy arguing over Hall of Fame criteria and worrying about surprise retirements, someone actually had to step up on the practice field and protect the right side of the line during those 6 days of silence. Enter Marquil Bell, the team's 3rd-round draft pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. If you want to talk about physical specimens, this young rookie is an absolute monster. Standing at a mind-boggling 6 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at roughly 346 pounds, coaches and teammates have appropriately nicknamed him the Human Skyscraper. He is not just a giant human being standing on the field. His athletic traits are historically rare. During the pre-draft process, combined measurements revealed that he possesses arm lengths measuring 36 and 3/8 inches. That ranks as the 6th longest arm measurement ever recorded in combined history. Having arms that long gives an offensive tackle a massive advantage, allowing him to strike defensive linemen before they can ever reach his chest. Even more impressive is his performance during his final college season at Miami. Playing against top-tier collegiate talent, he stepped onto the field for 558 pass-blocking snaps. Over that entire brutal season, he allowed 0 sacks. Not one single pass rusher managed to beat him to get to the quarterback. 0 sacks across over 500 snaps is pure art. Throughout the week of silence, Marquil Bell was the exact man tasked with stepping into the starting spot on the right side. Playing opposite the team's other all-pro tackle, Jordan Mailata on the left side, Bell proved that he possesses the raw strength and size to hold down the edges. The front office's long-term plan is becoming crystal clear. They drafted a physical freak to serve as high-level insurance for this season, while quietly building the future successor to the throne without needing to rush his development. Now, let's step back and look at the total picture with complete honesty, because we need to separate internet drama from real football reality. There are 4 major takeaways that every single fan needs to understand about where this situation stands today. First, an excused non-injury absence is a totally standard, legitimate event in professional sports. Life happens outside the gridiron. Whether it involves pressing family matters or private personal business, those situations belong strictly to the player. An athlete does not owe the general public a detailed, line-by-line explanation of his personal life, and the franchise handled the situation with total respect by keeping the details private. Second, the absolute most critical fact from this entire crazy week is the simplest one. He is officially back. The terrifying narrative that began with that radio interview on February 5th, the theory that he was going to walk away from football before training camp ended, has been proven completely false. He is in uniform, taking reps, and gearing up to compete for another championship ring. Third, that massive National Hall of Fame debate that dropped on August 6th was strictly a long-term career projection piece. It had zero connection to his actual day-to-day physical health or his current standing in training camp. The fact that the story came out just one day before his return to the facility was pure coincidence. Media timing does not equal reality on the football field. Fourth, and most importantly, we must remain realistic about the physical risks ahead. The original reports contained zero updated medical info regarding the current health of his foot. We do not know how that Lisfranc injury has healed behind closed doors. We do not know what kind of pitch count or workload management the coaching staff will place on him during camp. Most importantly, we do not know how the body of a 36-year-old trench warrior will handle the violent, grinding toll of a 17-game regular season and a deep postseason run. The return of a legendary tackle settles the immediate drama in camp, but the ultimate story of this season is only just beginning. With a towering rookie waiting in the wings and a veteran legend chasing one final shot at glory, every single snap on that offensive line is going to be packed with incredible pressure. The immediate panic in Philadelphia has finally faded, but the ultimate question of how this offensive line will hold up under the bright lights remains the biggest storyline of the entire year.